Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know.
Hola, bom dia, alegria, Montenegro with Good Morning Portugal. Finally, yes, with Good Morning Portugal live stream, the podcast, and of course the Portugal Club. Good Morning Portugal. I completely messed it up. It's been a busy weekend, it really has, and we've got Vitor Costa joining us at 8:30 this morning. Hopefully, bringing some sanity. Oh no. Anyway, maybe the Gumpers can bring some sanity. No. How are you doing this morning? Have I lost the comments? No, the comments are there. Thank you. I couldn't find the camera. The one of the best camera that I use in the studio wasn't available to me after I did a bit of messing about. And yes, using the buttons as toys. So sorry about that. Late start, but here we are. So Munson here with Good Morning Portugal show, live stream and podcast, and of course the Portugal Club, where we will go for question 75. Oh, looking at the Portugal Club, I see it's Philomena's birthday as well. So if you have Philomena's WhatsApp or number or are friends with her on Facebook, please wish her a very happy birthday. We're so grateful to Philomena for her input with us here on the Good Morning Portugal show and for several years now with the language and culture tuition awareness that she gives us. So thank you so much. Parabéns, I will say to you, Philomena, thank you so much for all you do for us here at the Good Morning Portugal show and community, the Gumper community. Have a great day today. Talking of birthdays, we celebrated the birthdays of Colin and Michael at the disco and karaoke. I think it needs to be an annual event. We will publish way in advance, I think, when the event is going to be happening. It was a great evening on Saturday. People were being hit with rhythm sticks. There was some seriously painful karaoke in the tradition of the great Saint Karaoke. It was sublime and ridiculous. It was wonderful. Frank was there and spotted. Coach Turner flew over from the UK to be there. It was a lovely evening. Yes, here he is. Coach is here as well. Bom dia, Gumpers. Feliz Segunda. Have had a wonderful weekend in San Martino de Porto with Carl and the crew, heading back to Blighty today and English winter weather. See you all again soon. Well, I hope you had a lovely day yesterday. Lovely to see you for brunch, breakfast yesterday. My breakfast finally came. I had the Red Cross breakfast, which it depends, I think, on the age of the waiting staff. If you ask for a crise, as in a crisis breakfast, they know you need the hangover cure of ham, egg and chips. And something got lost in translation. There was a bit of a difficulty. Mrs. M got hers, and I chivalrously gave her my breakfast, and then I had to wait for ages because they'd forgotten the second one. But finally, it was there, and a bit of coffee and a Crease hangover special. It made everything right again. Beautiful walk at Grallia Beach yesterday afternoon. That was superb. Lovely to walk with the dogs on the beach. So all in all, a fabulous weekend. And thank you, Tom and Toddy. Lovely Christmas dinner last night with a few friends as well. So lovely. It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. Let me put that ticker tape on the screen so that you are prompted to join us over at the Portugal Club, where we will go in a moment to question 75 of the Portuguese citizenship test. Yes, question 75. We're in the last quarter now of that test that helps you feel more Portuguese and gets you. It's a mock test to get you over the line with your awareness of Portuguese culture mainly. We'll leave the language to others. Kate Bygrove's been busy. Antonio F's been busy. Maria Grace as well. Thank you so much. Oh, this is nice as well. More help with Portuguese language. Fantastic. News of the first autonomous parapharmacy in Europe. That sounds a bit serious, doesn't it? A fact file updated as well here 16 hours ago. Well done, Antonio F. Thank you so much for your help here. And the question, we'll come back to it, but which national park is located in northern Portugal? Fairly easy one. And top 15 European countries with the highest risk of burnout. Oh, my goodness. I wonder how Portugal fares in that. That's why that will have been posted. Antonio F has already popped over there to respond to that as well by the look of it. Let's see who else is here this morning. And I think I do want to play a little bit of the karaoke from Saturday night. Oh, morning, Andy. Andy's been busy on 913-590-303. Oh, did you go on that little, on that kids roundabout there, Andero? That's a good old schlep on the bikes as well. How far did you go on that? Good morning to you. Hola, bon dia. Tudo bem to you, Andy. How long was that journey there? I'll bring that up onto the screen in a little while as well. Yes, other messages. Thank you for all of those coming through on 913-590-303. Oh, but a little bit of footage. Nick Burrell, our great pal who's traveling around Portugal in his van, recording music, making music, releasing his latest album, showed up at the Prohibition Bar yesterday and played there. So a little bit of blues this morning from Nick too. So we'll squeeze all of that in ahead of Vitor joining us. Vitor Costa, he is threatening to start a new channel on YouTube. And he's going to give us a little bit of a heads up on that. Okay, so we'll. What he actually said was, let me just see if I can find this. Vitor's. Oh, actually, I'm over. I've got a particular link that's taking us through to having a ball with some great guys here in Portugal. Carl Kung Munson, Persian Frank, and Brother Garvo the Great. God bless you all. Yes, all will need blessings when we subject you to. Oh dear. And that was the better version of the two. So when we play that, we'll give you the red button. You can smash the red button and we'll take it off. Or you could just leave us playing when I play that and we'll go through to the next round. Welsh Jackie was in at 7:30 morning. Jackie, nice early start for you. How's life on the waterways of the UK? Hope you're nice and snug and warm. Bon dia, alegria, gumpers. Morning, T-Duck. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. So nice to have a sunny weekend. It was beautiful here in Portugal, wasn't it? Coach Turner claims to have brought the... Actually, he might be right. He's leaving and now back to rain. But the sun that we did have was glorious. I mean, the 13th and 14th of December, beautiful sun here in Portugal. It was fabulous. It really was. Hola, bon dia. It was a little reminder of those 300 days, everybody. Hola, bon dia, alegria. Chris, what you got? On the train, coughs and sneezing all around me. It is winter. The big getaway has started. Less passengers on the train, but more sick passengers. Yeah, I can understand that. I have, yes, it's like a Dickensian scene, isn't it? Those who still need to work and can't get away to their Cotswold cottages, the better heeled. I mean, I'm guessing you're going to be getting away to Portugal as soon as you possibly can, Chris. But yeah, the workers and the trudge to work, those who have to go to work, coughing and sneezing their way there. Chris, I have my trusted lemon in my pocket. What's that for? To throw at people who get too close to you. Fresh lemon tea all day. Keep the bugs away. Yeah, why don't you crush some garlic cloves and stick them under your armpits? And then that'll give you a lot of space on the train as well. Not many days left now before the Christmas break. Oh dear. Hang on in there, Chris. The Capricorn Chronicles from the capital. Bon dia from Sarah. Sarah, good morning to you. And Gemini, good morning, everyone. You need some fresh mint. Why, have you given him a sniff, Pete? And local honey with that one. That sounds good, actually. The lemon, ginger, honey, all good stuff. Hola, bon dia, Malta. Bright, sunny, clear start to the day in Aveiro. Had a great 80-kilometer cycle with my buddy to see Rudolph in Anadia yesterday. Wow. Oh, back down to the old stomping ground. Let's have a look at these pictures then. 80 kilometers. Well done, mate. I had a walk on the beach with some like sand of varying quality. It was like quicksand in places, hard sand. It was really good on the ankles and shins, showing off a little bit with Henry and Nina, Queen and Convict. Took them to the Grallia beach, which they loved. I think it's fair to say they love San Martino de Porto. And then you take people to another level and show them the private, the hidden beach of Grallia. A lovely time there. Right, so here he is. What's your pal's name? Let's give him a shout out, Andero. Setting off then on this 80k ride. Oh, look, that's Anadia. Now, if I'd had a closer look at that, let me just take your comment off there. Of course, used to live there. Of course, it's Anadia. Nice little kids, merry-go-round there. And here's the map. Awesome. Down from Aveiro. Yeah, the lovely wetlands, and you can see the how it's all working there in the north of that picture. Further inland than in south and east to Anadia, closer to where Andero and I first met when he was by Randy back in the day. Well done. 80 kilometers under his belt and under chain power yesterday. Have you got any electric on that? Do you have electric on that? I don't mean to cast nasturtiums, but I'm just wondering. Is that part electric bike as well? Andero, I forget now. Right, Mr. S, I think, is here as well. What's Mr. S up to? What's he moaning about this morning? Bon dia, Gumpers from World Traveller. World Traveller, that's the Bartons, of course. Are you back yet from your tour of European markets? Carl, did you have a late one looking at... Yeah, I had a really busy weekend. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, and Henry and Nina are here. Bon dia, great time was had. It was lovely to meet everyone and exercise the vocal cords at the party. Finally, you teased us, Mr. Ambassador, with your walking up to the karaoke. No, I'm just going for a pee. We had a great time visiting the different Christmas markets in Germany and Austria, but are glad to be home. How lovely. Best of both worlds there. Far-flung parts of Europe for the European markets, but back home and snug and cozy in Miranda de Corvo. Marvellous. I'm the happiest doggy mummy in the world today, says Welsh Jackie. Vet wanted... Oh, if you do see Philomena on your travels today, Mike and Karen, please give her a hug from us. I'm the happiest doggy mummy in the world today. Vet wanted to unalive my Poppy Sprocket, a little Shih Tzu, last week. I said no. She's eating again and stronger and getting stronger again. Oh, that's marvellous news. Well done, Welsh Jackie. Mr. S, now a cansaço, mas as palpebras estão a querer fechar os olhos, antecipando inevitável. To Pete, not to us. It's just a bit of Portuguese going on between Peter and Mr. S there. What are they talking about? So you've popped over to the Canary Islands, have you there, Pete? So send us a pic, 913, you know the number, 913-590-303. Is it time for a little bit of White Christmas? It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas, and then four blokes step up and kill the Christmas spirit with their, what sounds to them beautiful, but then when you hear the playback, it's like, oh my God, is that what it sounded like for everybody else? So hands on the buzzers for that in a little while when we play a bit of that. But let's go first, shall we, to the Portuguese citizenship test. You well spotted, Pete. Looking and feeling a little sleepy, a weekend of partying, but it's Christmas. I think it's meant to be like this at this time of year. So pop over then. If I give you the link now, you can do that. And you can pop over to the Portugal Club and make your guess on this one. 75 then. 25 more to go to 100 of the Portuguese citizenship test questions that me and Grok figured out for you. Which national park is located in northern Portugal? Is it A, the Peneda Gerês? Is it B, Rabada? Or is it C, Sintra Cascais? And I have a very special fondness and attachment to the correct answer of this, which national park is located in northern Portugal. Portuguese citizenship test question 75, very dear to us. How much of a clue should I give you? It was the first part of Portugal, which as a family we set foot on our epic journey to Portugal, having landed in Spain. That's enough of a clue, isn't it? It really is, if not a complete giveaway right there. Now, how much of this Facebook video dare I share with you? Let's open it up. Let's take it back to the start and see what happens here. When I play this with you. Oh, I think I need to go back to that screen and then share this one at the risk of breaking the internet, everybody, with this rendition here of White Christmas. The first one we played was miserable. The backing track was terrible in some sort of minor key and sort of some really seriously heavy chords. And then we were blessed. We found the Bublé version, but we managed to murder that as well. Here we go. What do you think of this? Fingers on the buzzers then. I will take it off the screen if it becomes too much for you, if people's ears start to bleed.
So Canadian. Just like no one's time. Of my retirement.
Sleigh in the snow.
Dreaming all the while. Christmas. With every Christmas night I ride.
They are days that
merry and bright, and the Christmas is behind. Stop dancing, Will. I love when you dance.
He's twerking, you guys.
Oh, exactly. Twerking. I love it when you twerk.
Oh, was that it? Okay, I was. What happened there then? Okay, that's us at the weekend having a fabulous time. Really enjoyed that. Thank you very much, Ginny. I think for capturing the evidence there. Which, if we ask her really nicely, I'm sure she'll destroy for us. But they keep that, and we can resurface it next weekend. Vitor, next Christmas, of course. Vitor Costa joining us a little bit later on this morning. I must send in the link. And he posted this up, which I subsequently thought, okay, we need to talk about that. Just wanted to prepare the field and let everyone know that I've started a new YouTube channel, which will be focused on teaching business and concepts and life advice, as well as analyzing current events and things that have been going on with the perspective of helping understand different viewpoints. It's a brave, that's a very brave mission. I think I know what you're talking about there. We'll find out more from Vitor a little bit later on. I've been meaning, he says, to help the wider community understand these topics as well as how other people think and feel. And so I'm going to start doing it. How does that sound to you, he asks. So let's give him some feedback on that when he joins us in a little while. Which topics do you feel like would be interesting to hear more takes on? I mean, that is brave, because I think I know what he's getting at there. Trying to broaden discourse in an increasingly polarized and disagreeable world. So well done, Vitor. Looking forward to talking to you about that when you join us in just a moment. News. Let's take a look at the news pages here in Portugal and this automatic pharmacy. How's that going to work? I want to take a look at that. Antonio F has brought our way. Let me just make sure that Vitor Costa has the link for this morning. Bora, he says. I said, olá, Vitor, tudo bem? Fala sobre o seu novo projeto da manhã. Do you want to speak about this new project in the morning? His response to me, typically upbeat. Por que não? Bora! Let's go. Let's do that when he joins us in a little while. But bringing back onto the screen the Portugal club then. Oh, somebody's popped in to have a vote. How have you voted on that? Yes, well done. Nice one. Yeah, we'll have a look at a little bit of your memory as well this morning, Kate. First thing, though, is this new first autonomous parapharmacy in Europe. Let me bring it onto the screen. I think it's like a supermarket where you can go in and not have to talk to anybody and pay with using the machines and so on, which might be good if you're going to buy condoms or pile cream or something like that, and you don't necessarily, it's too embarrassing for you to speak to an operative or a young lady behind the counter. It's the basis of such a brilliant old joke and scenario, isn't it? Could I have some paracetamol, please? Winking. The first autonomous parapharmacy in Europe opened in Lisbon. Lisbon. It's called Farmer and Go. It's located in Parque dos Nações, in the capital there, of course, near the Oceanarium, near the Vasco da Gama Forum. And is open, and the Altus Arena, and is open 24/7. The concept is simple. Go in, pick what you need, and leave. I think you might have missed out paying for it there, Antonio F. So let's see if we can find out how this works here. And I'll translate it to English for you. Do we have to endure an advert over there? Here is, there's the young lady, or is she a customer? Hold on, no, that when I opened up the other screen, that didn't open up for you. It only opened up for me. So let me bring that onto the screen now. We're going over to Sapo for this. Oh, look, little green frog on the screen. Go away. He's like the paperclip man, isn't he? Farmer and Go, equipped with technology from the Portuguese company Sensei Arigato, operates without cashiers or employees. Simply enter, choose your products, and leave. Wow. Lisbon has of this week the first fully autonomous pharmacy in Europe. What kind of clientele is this establishment going to have, I wonder, in the wee hours of the morning? What sort of person wants to go to a pharmacy and not talk to the staff? Lisbon has of this week the first fully autonomous pharmacy in Europe. It's called Farmer and Go, located in Parque dos Nações, and is open 24 hours a day, every day of the week. The concept is simple. You enter, choose what you need and leave. No queues, no cashiers, no customer service. Okay. how do you pay for the stuff? Or do you not have to pay either? Is this a way of the pharmaceutical drug dealers giving you free access to stuff? You get hooked to it, and then you have to go back, and on the second visit, you have to pay for it. The 90 square meter store operates using technology from Sensei, which sounds like an interesting Portuguese company, a company dedicated to retail solutions based on artificial intelligence and computer vision. That's chilling. If ever there was a chilling thing to read about at 8:25 on a Monday morning near Christmas, the system identifies the products you take from the shelves. Oh my God. And automatically charges your card when you leave. So you do have to pay for it before anyone was getting excited. The opening of Europe's first 100% autonomous parapharmacy demonstrates how artificial intelligence and computer vision can transform entire sectors. Yes, it's not just a shop. It's not just a pharmacy, it's a flipping vision of the future, everybody, whether you like it or not. To enter, simply check in with your bank card at the entrance. Okay, first things first. From there, shape of things to come. From there, you can move freely. Do you know where my mind went? It went to dating. It's how this technology will come into Hinge. I was going to say Uber. No, I don't know what the Tinder, where you check in with your bank card. It's going to go to that, isn't it? That's the next step on dating, isn't it? So people can see if they're compatible on that level. And then no money. You can press the button, see if you're going to go halves or not. Anyway, let's go back to the pharmacy and away from dating. From there, you can move freely around space. Well, that's nice, isn't it? That's a nice thing in a shop to be able to move freely around it. Why wouldn't you? You can move freely around the space, which is organized like a conventional store. The technology detects what you've put in your basket and updates everything in real time. Customer buying hemorrhoid cream. When you decide to leave, the payment is processed automatically. Sensei guarantees you can prank people, couldn't you? Slide things into the basket of your friends and family as you move around this pharmacy. I didn't buy that. Computer says you did. Sensei guarantees that the system does not use personal cameras. No, it does not use personal cameras, biometric identification, or data collection that compromises privacy. No, those switches are switched off. It's not that they can't do that. It's just that they're not doing it yet, right? The technology is based on computer vision. What is that? And artificial intelligence, but without recording images of faces or sensitive information. What your flare up of the condition. Vasco Portugal, CEO of Sensei. He sounds like perhaps the Elon Musk of Portugal. Vasco Portugal highlights that this project shows how this is a first topic for Vitor to talk about on his new YouTube channel, right? How on earth will this not lapse into a horrific invasion of people's privacy? I guess the trade-off that's being made here is that you can go to a pharmacy without being recognized. Okay, and these are the trade-offs that humans make, aren't they? These are the slippery slopes we navigate. Vasco Portugal highlights that this project shows how artificial intelligence can transform entire sectors, the whole world. It's a milestone to apply this technology to a segment like health and wellness, he says. The company already has more than 100 autonomous points of sale in operation in Portugal. Where are they? This is supposed to be the first. I mean, it's the first pharmacy in Portugal, Spain, Italy, France, and Brazil. The idea came from Catarina Dias, a pharmacist specializing in community pharmacy and owner of Pharma & Go. According to her, about 80% of pharmacy purchases are for recurring products that don't require specialized advice. No, we're not interested in you getting well or trying something different. Just keep coming back for the recurring pharmacy purchase, a prescription. We created a space where we offer all types of pharmaceutical products except those requiring a prescription, she explains. Okay. That's in the post, though, isn't it? Because I guess if you've got the prescription, that can be scanned and they can give you your stuff as well. It's coming up to... it's only one more paragraph. Let me share this with you before we talk to Vitor. Parque das Nações receives pioneering concept. So in a very exciting part of Portugal, we have to say, love it over there. Last time I was there was with Mr. and Mrs. Duck at the Ocean Area. It's a beautiful part of Portugal, isn't it? The project is the result of a partnership between Sensei and Glint Life, a brand dedicated to the health sector. How long can we call pharmaceuticals, the health sector, right? It's not, is it? It's the illness sector together. And well-being. I mean, come on. Together, they developed this concept that focuses on innovation and new ways to buy health and wellness products. Farmer and Go is located in Parkdisnossauish. For now, it is the only pharmacy of its kind in Europe. Well done, Portugal, in a way, placing Lisbon at the forefront of innovation applied to healthcare retail. The grab-and-go model is already known in other sectors. Well, it used to be called shoplifting, didn't it? But you actually pay for the stuff here, grab and go. Just sounds like shoplifting to me. But this is the first time it has arrived in European pharmacies in a completely autonomous way. And it's going to be so much easier when you have your financial information embedded inside your body. Obviously, cures are bad for profits. Yes, that does come to mind. You're not going to get much recurring business, are you? If people get well in this particular scenario. AI, what could possibly go wrong? Apart from your sentence, Duck, if Portuguese computing systems are anything to go by, it won't last long. Oh, the gumpers are all over it already. Less jobs for pharmacists. Interactive train spotting. I bet it won't be their bank card they are checking in with. Oh yes, there's that as well. If you want something destruction tested by the gumpers, just bring it to the Good Morning Portugal show on a quiet Monday morning. Philomena would say, what happened to my teaching songs in Portuguese last Friday? Carlitos, I did my best. Honestly, I did my best. Right, let's give him a nice big round of applause and bring him onto the screen. His first project to talk about.
Hello and salutations. Good morning. Been a while.
Dia, tudo bem? Yes, un pouco cansado this one. A very busy partying weekend, Vitor. We had a great time. What about you, my friend? How are you? How's the family?
Everything is doing good. The little one is a little bit sick, so it happens. So we're keeping an eye on it, but so far so good. And yeah, exciting plans for the future.
Yes, good for you, including I should add. And as soon as I saw this, I think that is my great friend Vitor wanting to give something of value to the world. This is what you're about, and this, I think, and I might be wrong, but you can tell me whether I've got the right end of the stick, as it were, with this. But you're preparing the field. You say on, I noticed this on Facebook, preparing the field to let everyone know that I've started a new YouTube channel which will be focused on teaching business and concepts and life advice, as well as analysing current events and things that have been going on with the perspective of helping understand different viewpoints. We have touched on this before, haven't we? You and I both, I think, would like to broaden discourse, help people understand each other, make things a little less divisive and polar in the social media space. Is that what this is? Is this your extension of that particular kind of work?
Yeah, a little bit. So basically, I've been meaning to do something that I've wanted to do for a long time, which obviously is knitting with your toes, as you can imagine.
Yes.
No, but
yes.
In all seriousness, so I have two YouTube channels, right, that I haven't been posting a lot recently. One of them is about games, of course, so not really relevant for most people here. In fact, I think
who knows?
Up to today, only one of my clients, they've been gamers,
Right.
and they told me the other day that they liked me so much that he's going to make a World of Warcraft character with my name on it.
Oh, so really? They are,
but,
so they're into gaming, but what, 1990s gaming? By the sound.
World of Warcraft, it's still ongoing. It's still.
Is it really?
I think it's still one of the largest multiplayer online games.
Is it really? Wow. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay.
I haven't played since a few years, but that's besides the point. And so yeah, I have that one, and then I have the other channel for Portugal Door, where there's probably an interview, and sometimes I talk a little bit about Portugal. But whenever I wanted to, for example, talk about, sometimes when something big happens, right, or when there's some big news story, or I just want to comment a little bit more about certain topics that I feel like might be valuable to people. For example, AI is a huge topic I would like to address,
Yes.
because everybody's either saying like, shut up, AI is here to stay, or they're saying like, oh my God, AI should be stopped because it's terrible.
Gonna kill us all. Yes.
And the reality is, I want to talk about things I want to discuss obviously how people feel, but also focus on the aspect that, there's the way things are and there's the way things we want things to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it helps anybody to just close your eyes and ears and try to appeal to authority or moralism or whatever. Because, for example, I really believe that if you're to talk to most people, and not just if you ask their opinion, for example, hey, would you prefer your phone cost twice as much or have Chinese child labor making your phones so that they're cheaper? Everybody would say they would prefer not having Chinese child labor,
Yeah.
but almost everybody, if they went to a store and you had two phones, one cost double, they would almost all buy the cheaper one, regardless of where it came from, right? So
Yes.
there's
Yes.
that difference between how things are and how people want to be. And so that's kind of things that I would talk about. And the reason why I wouldn't do that on the other channels is because, first of all, everything is now so hyper polarized. It's like you don't have any corners on the internet where you're not forced to have politics or whatever thrown in your face, right?
Mm.
So I want to keep the gaming channel just for gaming, so people
Yes.
have fun in there and whatever, and have silly content. I want to have the Portugal Door channel more for Portugal, more for real estate, more for that kind of information. And so I'm starting this new channel just a bit more for me, my commentary, my expertise, my sharing of knowledge. Maybe one point I will fine tune it more, but for now it's more about me and what my opinions and experiences are.
Yes, which could quickly become a free for all in the sort of social media spaces we're used to. But your intention is to keep bringing it back to some sort of shared vision or a convergent rather than divergent energy in this
Yeah,
particular space.
absolutely. Like
Yeah.
the main idea that, or not really the main idea, but my main calling, I guess, my main instinct whenever there's some kind of big event or situation is I have this urge to explain to the world how the other side is actually feeling about it, right?
Yeah.
My point isn't as much to say, hey, this is what you should agree, or this is what you should believe in, or this is how things are. It's more like, okay, so there's this thing going on, right? And people who have been going through these experiences, this is how their life looks right now. They're being told this, they're being said that, blah, blah,
Mm.
blah. I
Yes.
understand why they would feel this way. Even if I don't agree,
Yeah.
if I was in those situations, this is what I would feel like probably. And
Mm.
this is, I believe, what they are feeling like. And
Yes.
so if we don't address how people are feeling first and foremost, and if we don't understand what's going on their side, then the only alternative is that we fight each other.
Well, that
Because
would appear to be the dominant environment at the moment.
yeah,
So
exactly. Because people
yes.
nowadays refuse to even want to understand the other side. They
Yeah.
already made the decision that they're evil. They already
Yeah.
made the decision that that
Or
person is
mental.
doing it on purpose to harm me or harm this community or whatever. And they
Yeah.
never actually listen to what really is going on. And so then we have all kinds of issues, right? And I don't need to give you specific examples because I
No,
think
no, you
everybody
don't have
knows
to look.
exactly what I mean.
You don't have to look far. You don't have to look far for that. And that's why, as I understood it, that's why I think this is brave, Vitor, because immediately when you put yourself in that position, you will be, I think, called by some people an apologist, or if you appear to try and even articulate the views of people you don't necessarily agree with, you will be identified with them, and
Mhm.
the ensuing SH1T storm that can come from that. Because I share a similar
And I
intent.
hope that happens. Gives me more content and an opportunity to discuss exactly what's going on, right?
But it's not entirely cynical in that way. I mean, you could argue, couldn't you? This would be a brilliant way to develop a really busy YouTube channel with loads of people fighting on it all the time. But that's not your. That's I don't think that's your underlying intention or where you're coming from as a person, as a man.
Not really in the sense of that's why I'm starting the channel, but
Yeah.
obviously, since I kind of agree with my own opinions, as you can imagine, it would be a good thing, I think, if more people saw it and
Yes. Could you
could,
try harder not to do that? Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
get a more neutral or. I'll do my best to be neutral. Of course, I have my own opinions, but again, the focus will be to help people understand exactly what is maybe going on, why people are feeling this way. And yeah, like sometimes things are just getting weirder, man. Like the other day,
Yes, isn't it?
I
Yeah.
was in a group on Facebook for relocating to Portugal, and
Here we go. Here we go. This is a
somebody just
great
did
start.
a very short post. Okay,
Yes.
and he said, "Hey, we're a family of 5. We're Christians. We come from Israel. Can we still get the visa?" Just something simple like
Oh
that,
dear. Right. Okay. Yeah.
right? And some random guy just said, "No way, go away." And
Right.
I'm like,
Yes.
"What the hell?" And people said, "What do you mean?" "Oh, because they're Abrahamic or whatever, extremist religions or whatever." Like, and then started
Obviously. Yeah.
complaining about Gaza and just basically being really angry and vicious and salivating at the mouth, like with all of this nonsense. And I
Yes.
was just like, "Hey, man, why are you saying this? Do you realize you're just talking to a family?" "Oh, guess what? We are all born atheists," or something really weird. And then
Yeah.
you look at them and they're like some middle-aged or maybe a bit beyond that American with tons of profile pictures saying F Trump and all of these things. And that's another thing that really blew me away in these last few years,
Yeah.
because getting slightly political here, but again, just for commentary, okay? For about 10 plus years, I've seen the news, social media, everyone, anybody who was like more right leaning or had one opinion that was associated more with a right leaning group or whatever, they were always called Nazis and fascists and Hitler. Like they called Trump Hitler, they called the Portuguese politicians Hitler. I think every country had a politician since 10 plus years from
Yes.
now being called Hitler,
The
right?
placeholder. Yeah. Yeah.
And then when this whole conflict in the Middle East restarted again, now all of a sudden the people who were calling Hitler a Nazi to everyone else were wanting death to Israel and Jewish people. And I'm like, what happened here? Why does it seem the other way around? So anyway, it's what I mean. Like people nowadays are just so polarized. They don't even think about what they're saying. They don't even think about what they're hating or who they're hating or why.
Mm.
It's just a reaction.
Well, can I add something there? And yes, I'm shifting my my
As you should.
assessment.
This is getting spicy.
No, it's fine. No, I'm not trying to change the subject. What I'm changing my view of you actually, which is going from I'm thinking you're brave to wishing you good luck in this in this project, because the thing being polarized or things being polarized is our judgment. What comes before that, before we make that judgment about people, is their behavior, which in the example you gave is an extreme reaction. Why do you think that is? And were you looking? I mean, in the description you gave earlier on, were you endeavouring to understand that particular person as well and why they got to their view? And how did you get on? How did that? Because what we're used to with these situations is. In the best case scenario, it's like, well, you be you, we'll be me. Let's agree to disagree. That's quite a good outcome in a lot of these flare ups online. And the worst kind is it's just more fuel on a horrific, continually burning bonfire of people's. I think their emotional damage basically being expressed as a political view. How did this particular one end up?
Right. So there are a few things there. So first of one is I've already accepted from several years ago, and being an entrepreneur, you learn very quickly. That's how it is. That
Yes.
you just accept that some people will never be logical, will never be reasonable. No matter what you do, there will always be some kind of issue. Robert Kiyosaki said it best: "Don't try to teach pigs how to sing. It will waste your time and annoy the pigs."
Right, yeah.
Okay, and so that's the first step. So I always start from the standpoint that maybe that person just doesn't understand anything. They're so emotionally attached to these topics that they just see red, they just react, and something like that. And so
Yeah.
I always try to kind of give them the sense, just gently nudge them, like, hey, you're acting a little crazy here. Do you want to maybe rethink about what you're saying and phrase it another way? I don't say it like that, but I don't remember the whole conversation, and then it got like deleted. Maybe he got banned or something from the group. I don't know. But
you don't necessarily go up. Those are your outliers for people who might not be worth trying to bother too much.
Yeah, of course. But again, in those cases, I always try, regardless. When I see someone that really feels like they're just there to stir the pot,
yeah.
If I do comment on things like that, I usually comment more to speak to some third party than to speak to them directly.
Okay. All right.
First, I maybe try to address and say, hey, do you realize that you're talking about just a random family here that you don't even know or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Just to try and call them to reason to basically what they're saying, right? And doing, like, hey, this person just made a post, said they're Christian and from Israel, and you're going on this angry tirade. Did something happen? Like, what's going on here?
Yes.
And then he just said another even weirder comment and doubling down.
Yeah, and
you're
like,
then I said, it kind of sounds like no, I think I said something like, okay, even if that was kind of true or whatever, it kind of sounds like you're trying to go to suggest some kind of final solution, right?
Yeah.
So, and again, like, then just leave them and let them rant, let them comment, because again, I believe that sunlight is the best disinfectant. Okay. And I have kind of few views about these kinds of topics and whatever, and making the world a better place, which is either someone can be reasoned with, right? Because if people are more reasonable, if they're more collected, they understand more, like what they're doing, what's going on, then you can reason with them. You can talk to them. Some people, if they know certain types of information, will change their views a little bit on certain subjects, right? But then some really just want to go insane with it. And on those cases, I just say, let them speak.
Let them go and let
the people know who they are, what they are, what they appreciate, like, and let the world decide. Because then if the whole world wants to be like them, hey, who am I to judge, right?
Yes, the T-Ducks, a bit of commentary here. In the Netherlands, they say, wat je zegt, ben je zelf. Now, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but the translation is what you say reflects who you are. Thank you, Peter. The algorithms on social media are there to polarize deliberately. Cambridge Analytica, for example, made huge profits encouraging people not to vote. Provoking negative reactions makes big bucks and allows grifters to separate the state from its money. Not sure what you mean by that second part there, Pete, but we get the gist, I think, with this. So when is this, when are you launching this, Vitor, and when can people, and how's it going to work? Are you going to go back to that conversation that you mentioned there and analyze it, for example, and share it? Is that going to be the form of this?
No. I don't really, at the moment, plan on focusing on drama or things like that. Okay.
Right, okay.
So I can give you an idea of some topics that I would like to address.
Yeah.
One of them is, I already, maybe you've seen it. This guy called Dave in Portugal.
Yes, of course. I've commented on him. I've written about him, and he's written to me. It sounded a little bit critical, but he wrote to me saying that he appreciated what I'd said. So we have had some contact, and I find him a very he gets under my skin. He gets under my skin with what he's saying, and he's quite thought-provoking. And he makes beautiful videos, that's for sure. But yeah, what, you're responding to his video or his sentiments?
Yeah, so he made a video a few weeks ago about, I think, why people were leaving Portugal or something like that. And so I thought it was interesting, and I emailed him asking if he would mind if I reacted to it.
Yeah,
and so that would be one of the things that I will make for this channel. Why not Portugal Door? Because it's a bit more like commentary and just talking about things, and, than it is. So that's an example. Another thing I do want to comment, as I mentioned, was like that AI situation.
Yes,
because a lot of people have been, freaking out about AI and all of these things.
Yeah,
and there are things where I believe AI is inevitable.
yes,
but also I'm going to focus more on the, for example, the part about jobs. Should people be concerned or not? Like, what about real estate? What do I see to the future of real estate? Because there has been a lot of, just addressing a little bit here, just to get an idea. There's been a lot of people, like especially, artists and all of these things, who have been in protests and strikes and whatever in the US. And if you look at the data, public sentiment actually goes down towards those people when they do these protests, right?
Yeah.
And the reason is, and again, it's not that you have to agree with it, it's just the way that it kind of is.
Yeah.
But voice acting, artists for like video game companies and things like that, actors, these kinds of jobs, they're, by the general public, they're kind of like considered luxury jobs, right? What do I mean by that? It's like you're not working in the rain, you're not doing hard labor, you're not like that. You're just in a cushy office, you're getting paid very well, and then you're complaining that, oh my God, these things. So I understand that they have their challenges, but when the public sees it, they're like, they can't really empathize, and they'll be against you a little bit. And on the other hand, if you are the owner of a company, right, that you have hundreds, if not thousands of employees, and then because of these tools, then they start striking and complaining and not working and all of these things, from a financial standpoint and this whole shareholder thing and whatever, I can imagine that they would more likely want, hey, let's just replace them faster, because then we won't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
And again, I think that is a lose-lose for the people. Like, I saw also a really good video of another guy who he is a voice actor. He's also does AI architecture and things like that. And that's what he says. Like, if you want to maintain those jobs, those positions, that situation, you need to make the public want you. You need to provide a better service, a better product. And if you look at Valve from Steam, and again, this is a gaming company, so maybe not everybody can relate, they're one of the best examples of this, because for decades now, they don't do marketing, they don't do anything like that. They simply provide the best service for the client and always do decisions with the client's best interest at heart. Yes. And for some reason,
it works.
They keep making money. Like, their revenue per employee was about 47 million.
Wow, that's not too bad, is it? Not as good as apparently, according to Peter. If you're in a position to deregulate cryptocurrency, you can make 5.6 billion. But that's another level. Adrian, a channel that takes a sensible, balanced, middle of the road line is welcome. Far too few of them. Too long. Didn't read channels. Do try to use center, left, and right sources. Polarized. Clickocracy. I've not heard of that before. Rules generally, sadly. Well, it's us that's doing it. Let's face it. I mean, we're all kind of guilty, I think, of that as well, aren't we? And we, not standing necessarily for what we want. And I'm a doom scroller as much as the next man at times as well. But I take your point there, Adrian. Very good. So when's your first outing then with the Dave in Portugal response?
I'm planning on anywhere between this week. Have to see how it goes, if we have any hiccups. But because it's going to be the goal is to be a bit more authentic, right? I'm not going to worry as much about all of that production and stuff. So just going to start making content maybe in a few days. I can give you the link later. In fact, I do have the link already.
We'll make sure people can see that, Vitor. Right. Okay. Just a
Here it is. I have the channel already. Just don't have anything in there yet. But
Okay,
there it
mate.
is.
I will make sure that goes on the screen so people can subscribe already. Real Vitor Costa. I get the picture here now.
But Adrian has a really interesting comment that I agree with, which is when people try to be neutral, quote unquote, it's like nowadays I feel like you can't really try to be neutral and authentic at the same time. And I don't mean that you
I
have to be
agree.
partisan.
Yeah.
What
No,
I
I
mean
agree.
is, if you're, for example, there was that comment about Trump, right? If I say anything positive about anything Trump did, I'm going to immediately be labeled right wing or whatever, or MAGA, or all
Yeah.
of these things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If I say
And then
anything
they
bad
get
about
labeled.
him,
Yeah, they get labeled Trump deranged, and we end up in a very sort of not a very resourceful or inspiring place.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that's why one of my ideas is, instead of trying to appease both sides, I'm going to try and make both sides upset.
You're equal opportunities right there. Managing opinion, perfect, right? So real Vitor Costa is where that action is going to be. I can't wait. Looking forward to hearing you speak on these, because I believe your intention is good, Vitor, and you're not doing it to. I mean, a little bit of YouTube income wouldn't go amiss, but I believe your intention to be a good one, and you'll be earnest and upstanding, I think, in your approach to this. Right, a couple of palate cleansers though. You mentioned Dave in Portugal, and this is I've got me. Well, there's quite a lot of memery, and all of this map memery that's going on at the moment. I try and include and entertain with at the Portugal Club. Dave in Portugal talking about people leaving Portugal. Is this a thing? I think it might be Portuguese people returning. It's always been encouraged, but I think the numbers are up, and the interest is certainly there of people thinking, well, yeah, Canada, America, it's not quite what my parents originally moved here for. Let's get back to the old place. So on the left there, you've got a guy. I mean, these are AI things, obviously. Thank you to Comedy Portuguese. Portuguese man in 1972 moving to Canada for a better life. Then someone who looks like Ryan Gosling, Portuguese man in 2026 moving to Portugal, back to Portugal, as it were. Well, that could be his dad on the left. Is something like this happening, Vitor?
Yeah, it certainly can. If you remember the non-habitual resident tax exemption that we had a few years ago,
That was
that
for
would
Portuguese
also,
returners as well, wasn't it? Yeah,
yeah,
that worked for
exactly. That would
Portugal.
also apply to Portuguese people.
Yeah,
And I mean, it makes sense because the world has changed so much in the past few years.
yeah,
Like almost every Portuguese family has someone who moved to France and is working there, right?
yes,
My godfather is French. My wife's brother has also been in France since he was 18 years old, and all of these things, right? But then certain countries change. Maybe they
yeah,
go more expensive, or then they have security or safety issues, and all of these things.
it's
And
what's
again,
happening.
some reasons why in some of these countries these issues are happening is because, again, we're unable to have honest conversations about real issues.
Yep,
And so the issues keep happening. Nobody does anything about them. And then everything is a mess. And so people just ping pong from one country to another. And
yep,
everybody will have their opinions, right, left. There will be different opinions, but they will all be valid.
yes,
Because to wrap up the whole thing that I was saying about perspectives, it doesn't matter what the truth is. What matters most is what people think the truth is, right?
yes, yes,
And consensus isn't reality, but it rhymes with it. So
yes.
if enough people really fear and are paranoid about one thing, and enough agree with it, it doesn't matter if that thing doesn't exist, if that boogeyman exists or not.
Oh,
If they
sorry, I
believe
thought you
in
were
it,
talking about COVID for a minute. Sorry, yeah, I get the gist though. Yes, okay, all right.
yeah,
And let me just take you to this meme then. 15 European countries. This is what the parents are moving away from, perhaps, or this is the legacy that they might have been glad to leave behind when they went to Canada or the United States or Luxembourg or France. And Antonio F has pointed out here that these are old numbers, but they are still only 2021. Top 15 European countries experiencing burnout. That would be Portugal. We've got to do something about that as well, haven't we? Low wages and overworking and that kind of grind, which makes life quite unpleasant for many people.
Yeah, that's kind of part of the one to do too, and why the business focus also. Because ever since I started learning these things, and you've been around since in the early stages when I started the entrepreneurship and all of that.
Yes.
2 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to teach a 20-hour class to a group of 6 Turkish teachers.
How
about
did that
entrepreneurship
happen?
and business.
How did that happen?
So there's like this group in Barcelos. They do kind of like Erasmus, right? They
Oh,
have a
okay.
campus and all of that, and they do
Yes.
exchange programs. And
Yes.
the guy who was supposed to teach business had to go undergo surgery, and so they knew who I was. They contacted me, and the rest is history. Like, it was really interesting. One lady in particular there, even in the beginning, right, when we were just starting, she was talking about how she was more of a socialist and all of these things, and she thinks all of these self-made stories are nonsense, and all of that, which I agree, many are marketing, and they do have this story that they tell for those purposes. But by the end of the week, and we went through certain theory, and then we did some thought experiments. She came up with a problem, like her village produces a lot of truffles, but nobody ever sells or does anything with those truffles, right? Truffles are those black mushrooms that are very expensive and used in very high-end restaurants. And so we did a thought exercise, and along 2 or 3 classes, we went from how would you start with an idea, then you doing the production yourself, finding clients and whatever, and then it's starting to go a bit better, and then you hire a person to do the packaging, and then that person messes up and sends 3,000 worth of product instead of just 200, and all of these things, and how you scale, and then how eventually you become an international company, and now you don't have enough truffles there, so now you need to expand, and then how you do an IPO. And by the end of it, she was like, now I understand like why certain people can earn so much. And she also shared that she had a cousin. She went to France. They opened a business about Turkish weddings or whatever that became really, really, really successful. And up until that class, her and the family, they would always like be jealous and talking badly about them and behind their backs and judging them and all of those things. But now she can a bit better understand what they went through and why like they are there. And I even encouraged her, hey, reach out to them, say you want to learn a bit more about business, congratulate them, and I'm sure they may be willing to help you out too.
How brilliant. How brilliant. Vitor Costa teaching Turkish students about business there, and Turkish truffles. We might see those on a plate near you. On that note, actually, this also I found interesting. A couple more minutes and we'll go. But yes, culinary honours. Gosh, this is an old one as well, but still funny. Bull's testicles and squid ink are the feared dishes of our neighbours in Spain. Blood pudding in the UK, deep fried pizza in Scotland, rotten sharks elsewhere. But rice in blood, that's a speciality not far from Vitor there. But look at all these feared dishes around the world. Europe.
That's what lutefisk is.
Yes, culinary horror, not honor, as I earlier said there. And a final, following the Santa science, we'll come to in just a moment. Let me just get that off the screen and go back to our frame. Yeah, there we are. And want to just mention this, our prayer experiment today, then perhaps for Sarah and family, the Yermans. Our son and his fiance just left to try again to get their marriage license. Come on, Portugal, stop making it so difficult for people to get married. You want marriage, you want families. Let's do it. They've been turned away before for inadequate documentation. Everyone, please cross your fingers, put your hands together. Whatever it is you do to send good vibes, hopefully they can get their marriage license there. And finally here, following the Santa science, This is Kate. Thank you, Kate, for this. Back at the Portugal Club. He observes you when you're sleeping. He observes you when you're awake. This is Santa Claus. He performs analysis on the data and publishes the results in a peer-reviewed journal, Vitor. That's very reassuring, isn't it? That's the redefinition, the ongoing redefinition of Santa's naughtiness study there by Santa Claus. Hopefully you fall in the right side of that, Vitor. And thanks, mate, for lots of great conversations throughout the year for 2025. Lots of love to you for the family, having a great Christmas 2025.
Oh, yeah, this is the last one of the year.
It will be. Finally, then, just a quick sound bite from you and maybe a flavour of things to come on your new real Vitor Costa channel. What are your hopes for 26?
My hope for 26 is that people can have conversations again. And that we stop just constantly trying to purity test everyone, because everybody has skeletons in their closet. Everybody does or believes something that you really disagree with.
Yeah.
But why not focus on the things we do agree with instead of that one or two things that we don't?
What a beautiful wish for 2026. And inside each of us is a healing child, I think, as well, that is often responsible for these outbursts.
Oh, I have the perfect example just for anybody who wants a brilliant example of what I mean. You know how everybody is like, oh, but, there are certain things like racism or this or that. I'll just post a name there on the comments. Look him up, Daryl Davis.
Yeah.
He's an American black man, and his whole thing was that he would attend KKK rallies.
Oh, this chap, yes.
Befriend people. Yeah. He has over 200 Klans robes that were given to him from people who gave up being racists because he chose to be their friend.
Wow, what a beautiful... That's, the spirit of Christmas, perhaps, right there, or part of it. Thank you so much, Vitor. Lots of love to you, to Maria, and to the kids. Take care. Bye for now. We'll see you in the new year. Cheers, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need